Good morning, everyone. Scott Earhart here with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. Thank you also very much for taking the time to join us today. We greatly appreciate your time. Hopefully, I can be one of the first to wish you a happy Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully everybody has a safe holiday weekend. Before we get into that weekend, I think we've got a great presentation for you today. Very shortly, one of our national sales coaches, Dave Pimper, will be joining us to go through Social Security claiming and maximization. We'll get into some prospecting with that as well. So very good information to be had here today. And Dave is an absolute expert on the subject that we're going to look at. So really thankful that he's willing to take his time to join us on this. Before I hand it over to Dave, and before Dave joins us, I want to go through just a few housekeeping items and then a couple of introductory slides, and we'll get off and running. First housekeeping item, and probably the most important thing that you'll hear out of my mouth today, is in the top right-hand corner of your screen. That's our phone number. That number is 800-255-5055. If there's anything that we can be doing to help you in the life, annuity, assets under management arenas, please do not hesitate to give us a call. We'd absolutely love to chat with you, assist you, and if you're not already doing business with IMES, we'd certainly love the opportunity to earn your business here. Second housekeeping item, polling questions. We're going to launch 2 or 3 polls throughout the presentation today. They are just very simple yes or no questions. If you would please take the time to participate in those, we greatly appreciate that. And last housekeeping item are going to be questions. Dave is an absolute expert when it comes to the topic of Social Security, maximizing Social Security, as well as using it as a marketing tool. So I'm sure there's going to be some questions. Feel free to type those in. We'll do the best we can to get those answered live and in session. If for some reason we can't get to them in today's session, certainly we will call to follow up, make sure you get the answers that you need. That being said, I'm going to jump into a few introductory slides here. And first one we're going to talk about is business building, or IMES Business Builders. Our first program that we look at is the Referred Producer Program. Our business here on the wholesale side of the industry, very similar to yours there in the field, in that one of the best leads we will ever get is a referral from one of our valued customers, or you, our valued advisors. So we want to make it worth your while. When you refer an individual to us and they pick up any license through IMES, we're going to give you a $50 thank you check. Where the real money comes in is as your referral writes business, you will receive a 20 basis point override on that production. We cut these checks at least quarterly, and we do sign checks for thousands and thousands of dollars at a time. So it can be very, very lucrative for you. If you can think of someone that could benefit from doing business with us here at IMES, please feel free to type their name into the questions box. When someone from my staff calls to follow up, let them know who they are. If you'd like to email me that information, my email is scott, SCOTT, @imesinc.com. Feel free to send it over. We'll do the best we can to get them recruited to IMES and get you on your way to earning some referred producer dollars. Below that is our marketing reimbursement program. Rough numbers on this: for every $100,000 in FIA premium you place through IMES, we put $100 into your marketing reimbursement account. What makes marketing reimbursement so popular is we truly do consider that to be your money. So we don't tell you what vendor you have to use. We don't cap your account. We don't tell you you've got to roll it out in a certain time frame, anything like that. If you've got a vendor that is working well for you, you've had success with, we want to encourage you and partner with you to continue to utilize them. All we ask is you send us a receipt. Hopefully we'll get a check cut that same day back out to you to help you offset that cost. And of course, you know, those marketing reimbursement dollars can be used for any of our creative services or any of the marketing that we offer to our advisors. New producer builders. This slide is solely for individuals that are new to IMES, or if this is your first introduction to us, you will be eligible for this program. It's all based on production within your first 180 days of being licensed with IMES. And as you can see, there's a great level great levels to qualify at, and inside those levels, great options, cash rewards, business building tools, personal perks, all available to you. So if you'd like to discuss this in more detail, please give one of our sales directors a call here. They'd love to chat with you about how you can qualify and how we can help you get to the level you want to achieve. Back office support. This slide is truly the core of who we are here at IAMS and how Charles Hiring founded us 34 years ago. It's all about helping the independent advisor work smarter and not harder. And we're going to do that with great business building tools and resources. We just highlighted a couple. There's several more out there. Case design assistance and life and annuity quotes. That's kind of what my staff is all about here, is helping you design the proper case, use the proper products, and get you the illustrations you need to help you present to a prospect and turn that prospect into a client. We do make a 24-hour guarantee on those illustrations. So if you ask us for an illustration within 24 business hours, you will have that. Most of the time, you're going to have it same day, but we like to build in a little bit of buffer there. Forms at your fingertips. We've got a lot of ways that you can access the forms you need. We want to make sure you have the proper forms. So you can get many forms online at imsinc.com, or you can call us at 800-255-5055, and we'll get you the proper forms you need. We'll ship them to you. We'll email them to you, whatever it is you need. We want to make sure that you have everything you need to write the business properly and get you commissioned as quickly as possible. Speaking of commission, I want to highlight submission to commission support. That's our new business team. Amber Williams, Cindy Fry, all of their teams do such a great job of helping our advisors with their business. We'll scrub your app for you. We'll submit it on behalf for you. Then we track it through the issuance process, giving you constant updates on where it sits and what's going on with it. And really, they do such a great job of helping our advisors get commissioned quicker. Here's what I'd tell you. If you have not utilized our new business staff for your business, there's no cost to you. It doesn't cost anything. It's just part of the value proposition that IAMS brings to the table. Your next application, I'd submit it through our office. Let our new business team do what it is they do. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how quickly they will get you commissioned. They're very, very good at what they do. Below that, top sales expertise and coaching. We've got several national sales coaches. You're going to see one of them today in Dave Pimper. We've got the expertise to help you grow your business, to help you take that next step up. If you're $1 million producer, we want to help you get to 2.5. If you're 2.5, we want to help you get to 5. And we've got some great partners out there that can help you do that. You'll see one of them today. And if you'd like more information on any of our sales coaches, please just let us know. We can get you in contact with those individuals. And final bullet point, paperless contracting. We are on the SuranceBay platform. I don't want to date myself here, but if any of you all have been in the business as long as I have, we all remember the pains of filling out individual licensing forms for carriers, the hand cramps that went along with it. That's gone. If you are not licensed with IAMS, what we're going to do is ask you to fill out one set of documents. Send it back to us. We're going to get you uploaded on the SuranceBay platform. And from there, we can add 90% of our carriers with a click of a button in your authorization. So very, very seamless process. Chris Mount, our licensing director, is an absolute guru on the SuranceBay platform. So if you have any questions about it, please let her know. She'd love to chat with you about it. Firelight. So we all know we are heading into we're in a virtual world now. The quarantines, the lockdowns, whatever we want to call it, have made it very difficult to have face-to-face appointments. Firelight's one of the tools that we've had in place for a long time that has helped our business continue to flow during this. It's available at imsinc.com. I'll jump forward here. You can see many carriers that are on there. These are e-apps that can all be done via electronic signature through the IAMS portal. It has definitely helped our business continue to flow during this. It's helped many of our advisors' business continue to flow through this. It is a great tool. If you haven't registered for our Firelight, when we're done with this presentation, go out to imsinc.com, click the e-app solutions, and get registered for Firelight. So at bare minimum, you have access to it. So the other great thing about utilizing the e-app system is you cannot submit it not in good order. It won't let you move forward. So it means your apps are cleaner going in, less time to scrub, less processing time. It goes direct to the carrier. And guess what that means? You get commissioned that much faster. So great, great system there. Looks like Mr. Pimper has joined us. Dave, can you hear us? Yep, maybe he hasn't joined us yet. I thought he was in. I'm sure he'll chime up when he can hear us. On this slide, Creative Marketing Solutions, I mentioned the IMS creative team earlier. A lot of great things available there that are there for you to utilize. Turnkey solutions, we've got a lot of stock stuff that all we have to do is impose your contact information on there and they're ready to go out. Agency solutions, so if you haven't created a consistent and a customizable brand, I tell you, I think it's important. I think it can really help you in your natural market, your name recognition, your firm recognition. I'd tell you, give us a call, talk to Sean, talk to anybody on the creative team. They'd love to help you. They'd love to design a logo. I think you'll be really impressed with what they can do. And of course, I know we mentioned Firelight earlier, digital solutions. Digital marketing's big right now, and it's going to be big in the future. Websites, email marketing, online newsletters, social media. We can help with all of that. If you'd like information on how to access the creative services team here at IMS, just give your sales director a call. We can start working through that for you. Our website, I've mentioned it a couple times here, a lot of great things there, imsinc.com. Firelight is out there, as we said, term quotes, annuity quotes, a bunch of great stuff out there. If you're not registered at imsinc.com, as soon as we're done with this presentation, go to www.imsinc.com, register, and it's very simple and very user-friendly, and a lot of great stuff out there for you. Dave, can you hear us?
I can. How are you doing?
Buddy. Good. How are you?
Good. I apologize if I don't sound the greatest. I normally can get on my headset. For some reason, technology is defying me, so I got to speak right from the speakerphone on my cell phone.
Okay. Well, give me just a couple of minutes here, and we'll turn it over to you. But you sound great, buddy.
Okay. Thank you.
Retirement Analyzer. One thing I want to mention here: if you're not using a software tool to help your clients understand the benefits of the products or the strategy that you're recommending, I think you should take a hard look at Retirement Analyzer. Not only is it a holistic analysis of where the client's dollars stand now and how long they'll last into their retirement years, it's a great closing tool, excuse me, because it shows clients by implementing the product or the strategy you're recommending how much longer the money will last in very, very plain language. Marcus Solar is our point man for Retirement Analyzer. So if you'd like more information about how to access the system, give him a call. He certainly would love to chat with you about that. IMS Wealth Management. As I talk about IMS Wealth Management, I'm going to launch our first poll of the day. And what I'm going to ask you is if you would like to learn more about IMS Wealth. If you click yes, you're going to get an automated email with some details. You're also going to get a phone call from either Sarah or Mike on our IMS Wealth team. Basically, they're just going to walk you through their platform, their incredibly competitive fee structure, everything it is that they do to support the IMS advisors. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with what you hear. If you are someone that is considering adding assets under management into your offerings, I'd tell you to click yes. We've got great training programs to help you pass the Series 65 test on your first try. And if you're someone that already has AUM in your offerings, if you are an IAR, I'd tell you, click yes, kick the tires. I think you'll be really impressed with the technology package, the investment platform, and then the fee structure will be very, very competitive for both you and your clients. So very, very excited about everything that's happening at IMS Wealth right now. That being said, we're going to move on from this polling question. If you haven't taken the time to click yes or no, if you would please do so. Certainly appreciate everyone's participation there. All right, thank you everyone. And moving forward, second poll and last poll we're going to launch for a while, just asking you if you'd like more information about our life and annuity academies. I don't have dates. You know, the world's kind of crazy right now, but certainly we are hoping to be able to do some life and annuity academies in 2020. What we do in our life and annuity academies are they are all expenses paid. We bring in anywhere from 35 to 50 advisors on a Wednesday. We do a Wednesday night session, full day session Thursday, morning session Friday, get you back out on a plane, hopefully home in time for dinner Friday night. And I think that we wouldn't continue to do these if it wasn't something that so many people tell us is incredibly valuable, because we are asking you to be out of your office for basically 2.5 days. And what we do in these academies are we're going to bring all the department heads from IMES in, and we're going to talk about what it is we do in our specific departments, not only to help service you and help service your business, but to help you grow your practice, to give you the techniques, tools, sales ideas, marketing concepts that we see working in the field every day, and allow you to take those home and implement it in your practice. Now, what I think is the most valuable thing that we bring to the table in these academies, or we'll bring in our national sales coaches, Dave Pimper being one of them. And in order to be a sales coach at IMES, not only do you have to be able to talk the talk, but you must be able to walk the walk as well. And what I mean by that is every individual that you will see up in front of you is a top producer in our industry. They're the upper 1% of commission and fee earners, and they're going to show you exactly what it is that they do in their daily practice that makes them so successful, and give you the ability to take that information, take that concept back home with you, implement it in your practice, and utilize it and help you grow your sales. With that being said, Dave, if you can still hear us, I never like to leave this slide without giving you an opportunity to speak on it.
Oh yeah, you bet. Yeah, the Annuity Life Academies, in it really should say probably annuity in life than annuity, because I think there's probably we do cover more about annuities in the when we meet at the conferences. But I'll tell you right now, the academies are pretty cool, because the majority of the time is really spent of how to build your practice, how to go in and get in front of more people. So we've got we have 3 or 4 coaches that come in each time, myself being one of them, and just explain what we're doing in the group that we work with and what we're doing. Mine happens to be from the seminar side, also from Become Your Own Radio show host with Retirement Boss Radio, which has been extremely successful, especially now that a lot of people are cooped up, and my appointment setting has even gone higher than what it was previously. I added another radio station right during the pandemic. There's some real good prices out there, on radio stations. So seminars also, we're used to doing them face to face, but now we're doing many more seminars from a virtual standpoint and online. And we've been testing and getting some of the bugs, and we're ready to roll that out right now. Also, we're getting some pretty good response from that. So if you're looking for ways to build your practice and you can kind of get accepted into the academy, I certainly would think it's a green light for you to join your other peers about just knowing of what the better practices are, and hopefully you can go home and implement some of those ideas to better your hometown practice.
Absolutely. Dave, thank you for being such a great partner to us with the academies and just with your overall coaching. So that being said, I can't give you a whole lot of detail on Life and Annuity Academy. We all know the world's a little crazy right now, but we're hoping to hold some. And if we can, if you clicked yes, you will be the first group notified when we have dates. That being said, I'm going to close this poll down. So if you haven't clicked yes or no, please do so. All right. Thank you, everyone. Baja Oasis, we are still continuing to qualify at this point for the IMES Athene 2020 Marketing Summit. Will be in Cabo, August 26th, 29th, 2020. More details will be coming out on that here in the very near future. Also, we are continuing to qualify for the large IMES trip, the marketing summits, and the elite summit in 2021 will be in Puerto Vallarta and Punta Mita. So we just got numbers on that through April. If you'd like to know where you stand, let your sales director know. Certainly looking forward to some rest and relaxation in 2021. And that being said, Mr. Pimper, I am going to give you control of the keyboard and mouse here.
Yeah, that sounds great. And we will, just to let you know, Scott, we'll be done about 10 till. So if that's about how long it's going to take for us to go in and cover the information that we need to, about a half an hour here. I'll tell you right now, if you work the, excuse me, the pre-retired or just retired crowd, so say from 55 to 50 to 70, or from 53, 54 to 68, 69, if you don't understand Social Security, which is 60% of the people in the U.S. claim that it's a major source of income for them in retirement, you should. And what happens is that I can teach you, only about 10% of all advisors really understand Social Security. I want to make sure that there we go. I got to make sure how technology, there we are, great. But I'm a marketer. I mean, I've been in the business since 1981, the financial service arena, 3 years of insurance in the beginning. Then I got into investments and security license in 84. I show about 80% of my business is with fee-based and or commission security products. And then about 15-20% is with fixed indexed. I do a little fixed in a UIL from time to time. So the thing about our business is you're only as successful is the number of people that you're in contact with. So it's like opposite of the coronavirus. Here we want to be in contact with as many people as we possibly can, and to really go in and to filter that down, doing it through different types of marketing systems. And today we're going to talk about Social Security being one of those marketing systems. I'll tell you right now, the Retirement Boss Radio, if you have any idea or you thought it was going to be over your head for expenses, you're probably wrong. A lot of times for a month's worth of radio for an hour a weekend on that well listened to talk radio station you've got in your hometown, lots of people are listening to radio more than ever. And I had a fellow come in strictly for Social Security, and I answered the questions for him. I said, "Is there anything else you want me to help you with?" And then he threw 3 statements down on the table. He actually emailed me ahead of time of all of his finances. He's a financial. I mean, he works as a CFO. He's a CPA. Been with the same firm for 30 plus years, a manufacturing firm. But he said, I would like you to see what you could do with this money with $765,000. And it's interesting because he told me in there, he said, "I'll tell you right now, I wasn't sure whether I was going to go in and let you do that, but if you knew that much about Social Security, you're probably pretty good from the investment and retirement savings strategies also." People put that kind of hand to hand, even though that may not be the case, but you're giving up a lot of business if you don't know Social Security. I've given over 521 public workshops since the early 80s. I try to make a complicated subject easier to understand. Social Security is a complicated subject, about 2,700 rules. Seminars are a mainstay for me, and we've had a test, trial and error, just like anybody else has done here, because I had never done an online seminar, and I'll be doing my 5th and my 6th one within the next 2 weeks. And we've tested, and some things have worked, some things have not worked. Do I think they work as well as face-to-face? I do not, but I've done over 500 face-to-face. If I had done 500 virtual, I'm sure that'd probably be different. When we get back to face-to-face seminars, which we will in library, schools, etc., it might be 2-3 months, but we'll get back in. I am going to be using virtual, though, as a way of going in and getting a weekly 1 or 2 appointments per week from Social Security. And so we've opened up a whole other route of the way to market that people have acted positively towards. And remember, every type of marketing is about getting face-to-face, or that Zoom is talking to that person and writing business. So we have the presentation is 54 slides. It takes about an hour in person. We do it shorter than that if it's online to hold their attention. We do poll questions to hold their concentration online. But this slide is by C.S. Lewis, a Christian scholar, says the next best thing to being wise oneself is to live in a circle of those who are. And I tell folks tonight, I am that circle. I am the one who's got the information for them. We talk about the Secure Act. I actually have 4 slides from the Secure Act. We talk about, RMDs raising. This has nothing to do with Social Security, but it's brand new information as of January 1 this year. It almost gets overpowered by the CARES Act, which I also have a slide on the CARES Act, because that's brand new information. On the Secure Act, the main things are 70.5 to 72 for RMDs. Another thing is that in the Secure Act, there's no inherited IRAs. There's just a 10-year rule. And then also that income annuities are going to be able to be placed within 401ks for lifetime income, taking the place of pension. And then we talk about the CARES Act, though I don't, because this is brand new. CARES Act, well, what's new about the CARES Act? Well, the big thing is, I just talked about this morning with a client review, face-to-face, that you don't have to take a required minimum distribution. And he asked a good question. His wife has got an inherited IRA with me. And he says, but I think my wife has got to take the inherited. I said, no. Doesn't make a difference if it's an IRA, it's a 401k, it's a Roth, it's an inherited, a 403b. No required minimum distributions are forced for 2020. And he asked me, do you think it could go to 2021? I said, look, it'd be an act of Congress, but could it happen? It could. I doubt it, but it could. They just don't want us to sell the accounts when they're low. So we go in with some information about the Secure Act and the CARES Act. And I'm going to go through those pretty quickly today. When we're coaching, if you sign up for a Social Security workshop, and I'll tell you right now, don't be concerned if you're not very tech savvy. The Zoom we have for the time period, Zoom it's a free service. We're recording it, so if you make a mistake, you can go back and redo it. It's a recorded session. Between our office, Lynn Feldhauser, she's a tech wonder. She used to be a programmer. And then we've got Sean, or the powers that be, at Insurance Agency Marketing Services in their creative IT department. We handhold you, walk you through. We go in and let you practice so you're comfortable with it. We help you set up Zoom and the recording. IAMS did at one time have some, I don't love the cameras in the computers themselves. It's for $35 if you buy an external camera. I know IAMS had some of those people that were doing seminars, was giving those away. I don't know if they still have an availability of those or not. But we handhold you through this the entire way. And I'll tell you what, we're doing a lot of Zoom meetings right now. They're simple, easy peasy, and that's the way we make those seminars also. I mean, Facebook marketing is how we market out to it, and we're doing our last kind of unique test this next seminar, but we know what's working now, and we're getting some very, very good results. Okay, big questions, type them on in. Yeah, Social Security was started by the Social Security Act in 1935 by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. First check in 1940. 65 was the only age that you could take. And then in 61, that you could actually take earlier at a discount. And then a few years later, you could let it go longer or later and raise in price. Automatic COLAs, yearly COLAs, were started in 1975. Never was taxed until 83. And then up to 50% of your income can be taxed. In 93, Bill Clinton said that up to 85% of your Social Security income could be taxed. Okay? How important? Remember I said about 60% of retirees count on the Social Security to be a major benefit. This is a great slide, and I really like to show this. It really is impactful. Doing this one thing with your Social Security could mean losing $100,000 in retirement. By Janet Harrington from the USA Today last July. How much this is word for word from the article. How much does claiming Social Security at the wrong time cost you? retirees will lose an average of $111,000 in income per household over their lifetime. Why? Because they took Social Security benefits at the wrong time. Folks, only 4% of retirees took Social Security at a financially optimal age. And then here's what I say to the group. I do this probably 4 or 5 times. If it's an online seminar, I say, folks, that's why when we're done, we're going to give you the opportunity that we can, we can Zoom, we can phone. If you want to meet in person, I'm absolutely meeting people in person at the Omaha and Fremont offices. But if you think you need to find out when to claim at that right time, yeah, at the end we'll give you the opportunity that you can just press the button and put your information in and get on my calendar. And then I can help you make that decision of when's your best time. That's why so many people sign up for that free consultation. It's a strong slide. Nobody wants to lose $111,000. Social Security 101, simple. Full retirement age, 66 to 67 years of age. If you take earlier than that, it's reduced. If you wait longer, it's increased. First age you can take Social Security is 62. The last age you must take it or you lose the benefit is 70. You know, Social Security can have a huge value if you claim at your right time. Not the right time, but at your right time. Has a big benefit, too. A $2,000 benefit with COLA at 2.8%. In 10 years, it's accumulated to over $300,000. In 30 years, over $1.1 million. Big deal. I go through 5 Social Security myths on the regular workshop. We go through 3 of them because it's a pared down workshop because of it's time limited online. But is Social Security going broke? And I heard my dad say, "Hey, better save, Dave, right now, because Social Security is never going to be there when you retire." Well, you know what? It's still here. Do you think Social Security ran a deficit or a surplus last year? Deficit or a surplus last year? Well, if you guess deficit, you're exactly right. I'm joking, yeah. Ran a surplus. Yeah, ran a surplus of $3 billion. Not much, but I'll tell you what. Social Security in 2020, this year looks like it will run a deficit. It will run a deficit this year for the first time. And then the money looks like it will be completely depleted, the trust fund of $2.9 trillion, the $2.9 trillion here, in somewhere between 2033 and 2035. Because of the coronavirus, and maybe people taking benefits earlier, it might even deplete earlier than that, maybe even 2027 or 2027 or 28 is what I've heard. Different ways for solvency. Normally, it's either going to tax or you're going to take out the benefit at a later time that you get like full retirement age. Okay. So is it a pay-as-you-go system? It is. How's Social Security funded? 89% is funded by Social Security payroll taxes. The 6.2% you pay, the 6.2% the employer pays, that goes straight to Social Security. The other 12% is split up, or I think it's about 12%, split up about half and half between taxes on Social Security paid in the system and also interest on the bonds or IOUs. So the government does borrow from the trust fund. The Social Security Ponzi scheme, a lot of people say it is. It's not. They've never missed a payment. 85 years old. Ponzi schemes never last that long. It's not. So how do you figure out Social Security benefit? Pretty easy. Take your highest 35 working years, and that's COLA adjusted, and then how much you made over those 35 years. The more you make, the bigger your benefit. Don't you love that dog? I say it's his first birthday wearing a bone tie. Ha ha. If you're born 43 to 54, your full retirement age is 66. I was born in 55, April 55. I'm 66 years and 2 months. If you're born 1960 or later, 67. A baby born today in the hospital, the full retirement age is 67. May change, but it's not yet. If you take earlier, like if your full retirement age is 66 and you take it at 62, it's discounted by 25%. Take it at 63, discounted by 20%. If you wait till full retirement age, you get the full benefits. Again, questions, certainly bring it up. Delayed retirement credits are what you get of the 8% if you delay it 1 year, each year in full retirement, if you're above full retirement age. So 66 to 67, it grows 8%. Remember, COLA's on top of everything. So say this year it's 1.6, but it's averaged 2 the last 10 years. That's 10% a year. If you have a $2,500 benefit, you wait 1 year, it goes up $250. You wait 2 years, it goes up $500. $500 in 2 years just for waiting. Yeah, a lifetime pension. It's a heck of a deal. Delayed retirement credits are big. So let's talk about spousal benefits, divorce benefits, and survivor benefits. And then we'll throw a little restricted application just for the topic on it. So in simple terms, PIA stands for primary insurance amount. That's the amount at full retirement age. Dave's PIA is $2,400, pretty strong. Amy's was she's a stay-at-home mom, but you need 40 quarterly credits, 40 credits to get your Social Security. If you don't have 40 credits, then you're not, it's not available to you. Dave takes his $2,400, Amy takes hers $1,000. The higher benefit always takes their own, but the lower spouse can either take all of theirs or half of the spouse's, whichever is more. What's more here? Half of Dave's $2,400 is $1,200. $1,200 is $200 more than $1,000. Yeah, that's the top up. So they get their benefit of $1,000. She does, but now she gets a top up for a spousal benefit of $200. What about Dave doesn't want to take his till 70, and Amy wants to take hers at say 66? Nope, she can't go in and get half a day's because he has to start his for her to take hers. Okay? And then at age 70, now that $200 are coming into play. You don't get to split the delayed retirement credits, but now you get the $200 extra top up, talking about your at full retirement age from the spousal benefit. Divorced spouse. Why is it important for a divorcee to claim their husband as if you're still married to them? Because there's many, many, many more options with divorcees than there are, or married couples than there are single couples. Here's the triple play, I call it, to be able to have a divorced spouse benefit. The marriage must last 10 years or longer. The current spouse is unmarried. The ex-spouse is at least full retirement age or older. I take that back. They don't have to be full retirement age. They have to be at least 62 or older. It doesn't make any difference if they're married, but it's not. They have to be at least 62. The ex does have to be at least 62. Then you can use them as if you're still married to them. Each one can use each other, can double dip, which you normally can't do on singles or just married. But divorced are quite lenient with their benefits. Survivor benefits, my wife always says nobody gets out of here alive. And that's true. We're all going to die physically. Dave's benefit is $2,000, Amy's $1,200. Dave dies. I always joke in my workshops, who normally dies first, the guy or the gal? Everybody says the guy. You know why that is? Because he elects to. Another bad humor, Nebraska humor. Dave's benefit is $2,000. Amy's benefit is $1,200. Dave dies. Amy can either go in and keep her benefit, or she can leave hers go and jump up to his. Oh, she's going to jump up to his, isn't she? Absolutely. Also, which is pretty cool, if let's say that you're working or retired, whatever happens to be, if you're making over the earnings test of $18,240, this doesn't come into play as much. But say you're not working, you could take that survivor benefit and let your benefit keep growing and growing and growing and turn it on way down the road. You get the full survivor benefit on that. Pretty cool. Yeah. I had a gal come in from a workshop. She must have been probably 15 years older than I was. I was like 55. She probably was 72 or 3. But she came in after the workshop. It was one of my very first workshops I did with Social Security at the Fremont Library. And she says, Mr. Pimper, I always get a kick out of it. I'm old, and they call me Mr. Pimper. Mr. Pimper, you know what? There's something you said that really disturbs me. I said, well, what is that? And she said, you told the group when we had the seminar on Social Security claiming that if your spouse dies and that your spouse had a higher benefit than yours, then you could go in and get that higher benefit. I said, that's exactly right. This was so funny. She, with authority, she says, well, I was told you couldn't do that. And I said, well, who told you? She goes, my brother. So I always tell the crowd, don't listen to your brother on Social Security claiming info. Don't listen to your wife. Don't listen to your pastor or your priest. That's why so many people sign up for a consultation. And I'm someone who knows, Social Security inside out, or inside and out, I guess. Yeah. So Social Security is a complicated subject. Coordinating spousal benefits, you bet. We're talking about restricted application. Came back from the Bipartisan Budget Act. Filed, suspend, went away. Restricted is a twin sister. You have to be born before January 2nd of 1954. This gets a little complicated. But Dave's primary insurance amount, that's the full amount, normal amount at full retirement age, $2,400. Amy's is $1,000. Amy takes her benefit. Dave is going to wait. But if he restricts his application, he starts it, stops it. In the eyes of Social Security, he started it. What that allows him to do is to go out and take half of the spousal benefit of his wife, Amy. Half of $1,000 is $500. Amy takes her $1,000. Dave's keeps, with restricted application, his $2,400 keeps growing and growing and growing and growing up to the age of 70. And then Dave is able to reach out and take half of Amy's as a spousal benefit. That $500 or $6,000 a year or $24,000 in 4 years. I'm telling you right now, it's free money, absolute free money. That's $700 and some thousand that fellow came in from Retirement Boss Radio. It was exactly this right here that he was very confused on, and I made it crystal clear of what he could do and what he couldn't do. I want to tell you right now, if you've got Social Security in your hip pocket and you have expertise giving people advice on that, I just can't tell you what a difference it's made in my business. A big, big difference. It's a very much of a niche that most professionals do not have. Only 10% of all advisors. Social Security myth number 2, I claim Social Security benefits early, invest income, will come out ahead rather than delaying them. I mean, where can you get a guarantee 5 to 8%? And with COLA, 7 to 10%. Guaranteed 7 to 10% a year, or 5 to 10%, or 5 to 10% a year with the COLA. Can't get that anywhere else. Just can't do it. I mean, I think it's very hard, even with people who invest, which goes up and down. Is there a reason to claim early? You bet there is. You're broke. You need the money. Your health is bad. You're not going to live long enough to get past the break even of 77, 78, 79 years of age. How about your health is great, but your only 3 brothers have all died of lung cancer and you're a smoker? I think I'd probably take. I was going to put down a bad reason to take it as being ignorant, but my compliance thought that was a little harsh. So I just say, you don't want to be uninformed. That's why you're here tonight, to get informed. There's an annual earnings test, $18,240. So in any given year, if you're under full retirement age, and you make $18,240, if you make above that, the Social Security Administration is going to hold back $1 for every 2. So if you have, $10,000 is supposed to come in for that year, they're going to withhold $5,000 and give you $5,000 of it. So there's not a real good reason to take Social Security if you're still working and making above those amounts, if they're taking that much money from you. You actually do get it back in a monthly stipend at full retirement age, but they take it out quickly. They give it back to you slowly. Social Security myth number 3, you're going to get the biggest family benefit waiting to age 70. That's not true. I mean, I know a lot about Social Security. My wife, she took it 62. Yep, I'm waiting, but she took it 62. Yeah, there's so many. I call Social Security claiming like snowflakes. I mean, every single one is unique and different. Could delaying make good sense? A little pun intended. Yeah, it could. If you have If you have a $2,000 benefit at full retirement age and you take early at 62, you lose a quarter of it. It goes to $1,500. If you wait to 70, at 3%, it grows to $3,000. And that grows 8. In those 8 years, it basically doubles. Where can you get a guarantee from the U.S. government on an income stream like that? Well, can you say no? I can't, because you cannot. Are there such a things as do-overs? Yeah, there are. There are. If you pay all your money back within the first year after you filed, you can do over your application like it never happened. How about in ConAgra here in Nebraska? We lost them to Chicago, of all places. We hate that, but sorry, Chicagoans that are on the line with us today. But it was a Nebraska company over 117 years old, and ConAgra moved into home office and corporate office in the Chicago area. But I worked with my share of ConAgra employees that got, of course, laid off. And a guy that was 62 laid, and he did pretty well financially. He invested that money, but it gave him Social Security advice. And he really needed to take Social Security because it helped his income right then. And he was all gung-ho about retiring. Well, 2 years later, he gets offered a pretty darn good job at another firm, similar position. And so he comes back and said, I want to shut my Social Security off. And I said, you can't. Once it started, it started. Now, once you reach full retirement age, yeah, it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz going. Full retirement age is like Wizard of Oz for Social Security. It's like going from black and white to color on the yellow brick road. Lots of things you can do at full retirement age that you can't do beforehand. Yep, you can go in and stop your payment at full retirement age. And like that lady that said she got the information from her brother on Social Security claiming on the survivor benefit. You actually can go back once you're full retirement age. You can go back 6 months. So if you're at least full retirement age and 6 months, you go all the way back to full retirement age, say 66, and recoup of what you lost out. She was out $600 a month times 6 months is $3,000. So instead of losing $30,000, I found her $3,000. She really only lost $27,000. Is there taxation on Social Security? Well, it depends. If you make above certain brackets, it are. If it's under the brackets, then you do not. If you make under 32 married, you don't pay Social Security income taxes on Social Security, or income taxes on Social Security. From 32,000 to 44, is 50% of the Social Security benefit is taxed. If it's over 44, 85. There's always 15% that is never taxed. Can you reduce taxation on Social Security? You're darn right. You find strategies that defer, and I don't bring up the word annuity, but like a fixed or fixed indexed annuity has a deferral. Yeah. Conversion to Roth, I just did one yesterday. I mean, I do a lot of Roth conversions because tax-free is going to be tax-deferred if there's higher brackets for taxation down the road. Yeah, with the Roth conversions, I mean, you do have to pay the taxable amount now, so we do a lot of partial conversions. But if I ask you where you think tax rates are going to be in 5 years or 10 years, almost everybody says they'll be higher, which would make the tax-free value of that more important. The Social Security Administration can give you the best advice on how to maximize your benefit. Wrong. They can't give advice. They can only give your highest benefit right now. This comes right from the program's operational manual. Provide enough information so that claimants make informed choices, but do not give advice. Who gives advice? Moi. Dave Pimper does. Remember, Social Security is not a standalone income. It is the most flexible of all income streams, not just claiming at the right time or a right time, but your right time. And don't forget, that's one of the break-evens on that survivor benefit. It's a big, big deal. I talk about the 5 pillars of income, and we use a worksheet also for fact-finding. Find out how much wages they have, pensions they have, income-producing assets, 401ks, IRAs, savings, brokerage, CDs, cash values and life insurance, all may be able to produce an income. RMDs now are 70, and then how Social Security really fits into all of that, architecture. So where do I go from here? And as I was closing the seminar, I said there's a lot to think about. Your own benefit could be a spousal benefit, could be a restricted application benefit, survivor benefit, divorce benefit. There's benefit after benefit after benefit with Social Security. Talk to someone who really understands it. And I say here, there's a lot to consider for your best claiming decision. And then my last 3 slides, I strictly go in and I am what I'm trying to do is say basically, if you procrastinate, you're losing out. Don't procrastinate. Be successful. So I say here, procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop. Tomorrow never comes. Don't let that happen to you. If you heard something tonight, that's what I say to them. If you heard something tonight that you think could really make a difference in the way you take your Social Security or the education that you need, you probably need to mark yes on that consultation form. What is Nike Shoe Company's slogan? You're right, just do it. People who take action are usually the most successful. There's a no obligation complimentary, and that it truly is. We always say, leave your checkbook at home. We're going to talk about Social Security, any other financial things you want to, but Social Security, we're going to make sure that you know when the best time. There's dates, there's time periods. Please mark those. We'll pick those up at the end of the night, and either Natalie or Lynn or Amy, one of my administrators, will call tomorrow to set up the appointment with you at the time that works the best for you. Okay, any questions at all? And then the last slide, I have fun with this. I said, do you know who George Foreman is? Yeah, George Foreman is a heavyweight boxer. Won the boxing crown from Michael Moore at 45, and he held on to it until he's 48 years old. Big George did. But you know where he made the most of his net worth, the most of his money? You're right, the George Foreman Grill. So, folks, you can Google it up. He made $137.5 million up front to put his name on that grill. That was about 20-some years ago. So here's what I'm going to say to you tonight. Unless you have your name on a grill, you need to mark yes on that consultation sheet and come in and see me. And then people laugh or smile or clap or whatever it is. Scott, I'm going to have you put up the polling question.
Will do.
Okay, thank you very much. And the polling question here is, would you like to speak with me concerning Social Security coaching seminars? And I'm talking about, if you're waiting to get back in the library, I'm not kidding you. It might be 3 or 4 months till we're back in, till school starts. And then the people have to feel comfortable going in a crowd, even if you're social distancing the seats. I'll let you know right now, we're getting business from online Social Security seminars. We've worked out by far the majority of the bugs, and now we're just starting to roll out the seminar system itself. And there's changes. I mean, there's changes in the slides. There's changes in how I coach it. There's changes of technology of getting you up and running between our shop and IAMS's creative shop, IT shop. But if you'd like more information on getting in front of more people, qualified people, albeit by seminars, by being your own radio show host, you need to mark yes. We need to talk. I can't tell you how much opportunity there is out there right now when you're looking at portfolios that have got pounded. You don't think, you know what? I do my share of fixed index business. Not one person is unhappy with the fixed index side. How about the security side? Different story. Because that, even though it's come back, it's still down double digit. I mean, 14, 15% right now. If you look at the Russell 2000 small cap stocks, they're down between 25 and 30% on the indexes. It's still a tough time period. People aren't going to forget about having safety. So I'm going to turn this over to you, Scott, see if there's any questions or any comment that you have. But I hope a lot of people sign yes on this. And then Nicole or Lisa will call you, and we'll get you lined up on my calendar. Hopefully I can give you some good insight to get in front of more qualified prospects.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dave, very much. I'm going to take control back here just so I have it. Looks like we had a few questions come in that were pretty case specific, so we'll handle those offline. Did have a question about kind of turnaround time on the digital seminars. Dave, how quickly could you guys have somebody up and running and ready to present on a
Yeah,
digital?
the first time is 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay.
So we can go 2 weeks. And I'll tell you what, after that, after we have the recording made and the tech, and I coach people, I coach them for 3 coaching sessions, and most of those coaching sessions revolve around coaching them on Social Security. I mean, I will tell you what, there's not many people in the industry, and I am kind of patting myself on the back here a bit, but Scott, you're a pro. I mean, you've been around this industry for a long, long time. There aren't many FMOs that have someone that will coach them and teach them up on Social Security specifically, is there?
No, no. We're very lucky to
No.
have you, Dave, and have the commitment that you've given to us, and it's something that makes working with IMS very, very unique
Well,
in our
so
industry.
that's right, that's right. So for $2,500, what happens is you've got a guarantee of how many people are going to go in and sign up. All the major ones now, they don't guarantee it. They don't. And what happens is that we have tested 3 different types. Not I tried some different types of seminars, but the way we're doing the actual seminars recorded live. But we've got the bugs out. Things are working pretty darn good right now. And I'll tell you something. You know, you don't want to shave for the first time on your face. We did on ours, and now you can go on in and hopefully reap the rewards by getting in front of people. I know it's tough in today's day and time, but don't let that get your dauber down from prospecting.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then looks like we kind of a piggyback on that question in moving from live seminars into the digital um,
Yeah.
virtual seminar. Have you had to adjust your ROI expectations? Talk a little bit about, I guess, the difference in the actual sale process. I think is what
Right.
we're asking here.
When I've done 521 live public seminars since the early 80s. So 521. I've done 4 virtual workshops. And I will have my 5th one within a week or so. So what happens is whenever you do anything new, you darn right. I thought I could do. Here's how kind of naive I was. I thought you could do exactly the same thing, just do it online. Doesn't work that way. I mean, we've tested it, and we just didn't roll it out like some FMOs. They rolled it out whether it was successful or not. We're not doing that. So we're rolling it out now though, because we know the differences. So yes, there's a difference, and you know what? The ROI is not as high yet as it was as far as face to face, but is it getting closer? You darn right it is.
Good, good. And just on our questions here, Dave, that brings me to the end of anything that we should cover, wide band here. We've got some case specific stuff that we'll follow up and get into, but
Yep.
anything you want to add on before we sign off here, boss?
No, just remember, we're in a contact sport. This is the opposite. This is the opposite of coronavirus, where you don't want contact for sales. I mean, if you're not contacting qualified prospects, then you're not going to be nearly as successful as you could be. You can be the greatest closer. I love when people say, I just need to get in front of people and I'll just knock them down. Well, I'll tell you right now, most advisors, most insurance agents do not talk with enough people. My calendar is usually filled up. I mean, filled up. And the majority of the contacts are brand new. Like last week, I had 5 new people, so that's 1 a working day, and that's what I'm trying to still do. As long as I have a new person that I'm talking to every day that's qualified, may have money available, I'm in business. Yeah, mark yes on that. I'd love to talk with you and give you some insight, see if there's some kind of fit for yourself to pump up your production.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With that being said, Dave, thank you so much for your
You
time.
bet.
We appreciate it greatly. Everyone that took the time to join us here today, thank you so much. Have a safe holiday weekend, and we look forward to chatting with you all next week.
Okay, real good. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.